and welcome to the Surf Show, the show where you get to hear all about the South Coast's favourite sport. Coming up on today's show, we see what surfing is like for 3 BU students, a beginner's guide on all things surfing, what the weekend weather has in store, and an interview with Shania Daly to tell us about what she knows and loves about the sport. But before all that, here's the news. American surfer John Florence has his Triple Crown campaign off to a start after winning the Hawaiian Pro. This is the 47th contest in the qualifying series in his hometown of Haliwa. It was a close race between him and his rival Frederico Moraes, but it was Florence, the newly crowned 2016 World Surf League champion, that won in the final minute with only 1/100th of a point separating the boys. Good luck to John tomorrow on the final day of the Vans World Cup of Surfing, and let's hope those Triple Crown dreams are still alive. Despite the tough conditions, the world saw 3 surfers crowned champions at the Taiwan Open. Indonesian One Anwar gave the surf of his life, as this is the biggest win of his career, and he managed to control the majority of the final against Australian Cody Robinson. Edward Del Perro of the longboard qualifying series won a last-minute thriller coming up behind Australian Jack Entwistle to take the win despite being second for most of the final, and he did all this while being unwell. What a trooper. Lastly, in the Taiwan Open, young surfer Onolua Blomfield took the women's LQS title, making this her first ever international victory. Today is the final day of the Maui Women's Pro, the last contest in the championship, with Tyler Wright and Carissa Moore fighting it out to take the title. But no matter what happens today, Aussie surfer Tyler Wright will be the new 2016 World Surf League champion. That's enough news for now. Here's the first of our 3-part series to educate you about surfing knowledge.
There are 6 different types of surfing that people can try. Stand-up surfing, bodyboarding, body surfing, toe-in surfing, kite surfing and windsurfing. Stand-up surfing is the most common form of surfing, as it is what most people refer to as surfing. It is simply just when you stand up on a board and ride a wave. The second form of surfing is bodyboarding. This is where the surfer rides the wave on a bodyboard, and this can be done by lying flat on your stomach, on your knees, or even standing up. Body surfing is when the surfer rides the wave without a surfboard. Instead, they use their body to catch and ride waves, and surfers refer to it as the purest form of surfing. Toe-in surfing is when a water vehicle powered by a motor tows the surfer in to help them match the large wave speed. Kite surfing is when the surfer holds onto a large kite to be propelled across the water using the wind. In 2012, the ISAF estimated there to be 1.5 million kite surfers, and $250 million of kite gear have been sold. Lastly, we have windsurfing, which combines sailing and surfing together. The sail is connected to the board and works in the same way as kite surfing, where the surfer is propelled by the wind. Windsurfers were the first type of surfers to ride the big waves such as Jaws. It was an Olympic sport from 1984 until 2012. Now you know the 6 types of surfing. Why don't you try them all, or pick your favourite? Goodbye!
So now you know about different kinds of surfing, let's ask Shania Daly a couple of questions about the great sport. How are you, Shania?
I'm good, how are you?
Not too bad, thank you. Now, my first question to you is, how long have you been surfing and what got you into it?
So I've been surfing since I was about 10 years old, and it all came from, I was watching this show called Bondi Rescue, which is all about the surf and just the lifestyle on Bondi Beach.
Indeed.
And although they sort of show you what not to do when you're surfing, they show you that it's a lot of fun if you do it correctly and just go for it.
Out of the various different surfing techniques, which would you say is your favourite?
I'd probably say the stand-up surfing is my favourite, just because it's the standard one. But hopefully when I become more experienced, I would love to do the bodyboarding, just because I love the idea of being free, no board, just you and the wave.
So if there are any viewers out there that wanted to learn how to surf, what advice would you give them?
Although it sounds weird, I'd probably say just look at YouTube videos or just see how other surfers do it, like go down the beach, watch other surfers, see what they do, see what they don't do. Obviously, every surfer is different,
Yes.
but you can pick up different style from different surfers and then go out and practice.
Yes. Which brings me on to my next question. How do you keep yourself safe?
So obviously, it's quite a dangerous sport. But if you're aware of yourself, this other surfer, and the wave, you'll be fine. I wish that this sport would bring in some sort of like protective headgear, because I know in the past there's been like horrific head injuries because like people aren't paying
Indeed.
attention. The board either like cuts them in the head or around the neck.
Indeed.
It's not fun. So hopefully they can bring some protective headgear into that.
It's been announced that surfing will play a part in the 2020 Olympics. Are you excited about that?
I am very excited, although I wish they brought it for the Rio Olympics because obviously it's in Brazil, we've got the surf there. I don't really know what Japan's surfing season's like, but I trust the committee that they're doing the right thing and go Team GB.
So on that note then, where would you say are the best places in the world to surf?
So if you're looking internationally, I'd probably say Hawaii, Indonesia, Taiwan, Thailand, Australia, places that are quite tropical and have like a lot of good waves. But if you can't get to those places, just go along the coast like in Cornwall, Devon, or even good old Bournemouth.
Yeah, and on that point, what's Bournemouth like in regards to surfing?
I actually quite like it. Obviously, with the weather being quite up and down, you do have to look at the forecast ahead.
Of course.
But if you look at the right forecast, you get the right wave and you get the right surf and you have fun.
Would you say that you often go surfing alone or do you go with a partner?
It depends. Learning on your own is a lot easier than learning with friends, but being with friends is more fun. So I'd probably say about 50-50. Sometimes it's easy for me to wake up in the morning and think, oh, I want to go surfing, and I'll go on my own. But if it's planned in advance, then I'll go with my friends.
You say 50-50, so how often do you go surfing then?
Unfortunately, not as much as I would like to, because obviously uni and work do come first. But again, planning ahead in advance with friends, I'd probably say about maybe once, twice a month, maybe.
All right. And with that being said, what would you say is your best surfing experience?
My best surfing experience is probably in Bournemouth, to be honest.
Oh, right.
Yeah, good old Bournemouth.
Indeed, indeed. Thank you very much for that interview. Now, here's a little animation explaining how to wax your board correctly.
First of all, you will need base coat wax, top coat wax and a wax comb. The base coat is the most important step of waxing. It stays until the next time you decide to wax the board. There are 4 different waxing techniques: circular, back and forth, crosshatch and freestyle. If you have a long board, wax the entire top side, nose to tail, edge to edge. If you have a short board, wax from the edge back to the logo, and edge to edge. Stop when the entire board is covered with the base coat wax. After, cover the board with the top coat wax, preferably one of a different colour to avoid confusion between the 2 waxes. Lastly, comb the wax through in diagonal crosshatches to rough up the wax and to get a better grip. That's all from me.
So now you know how to wax your board. Later we'll show you the correct way to stand on one. But first, we spoke to a couple of surfers about what they love about the sport. Roll VT.
I first started surfing at the beginning of uni. I joined the Surf Society team and that's kind of how I began, yeah.
Emma got me into surfing, and when she bought her first board, I bought my first board.
Yeah, I started surfing when I was younger and then stopped for a while and then picked it back up when I came to uni and bought my board.
Yeah, you get the days where they're alright, but most days they're pretty flat.
They're surfable, but they're not great.
I haven't really caught a good one, but Jacob is quite good.
I went surfing in Wales a lot, so which are better waves. I don't know, there's been many times when I've had some good waves and some bad waves, but ride the waves.
I get wiped out by most waves.
I don't
try
think
and
I've ever
catch.
caught a wave.
But you tried.
You try.
Definitely.
Amazing, it's so nice. You see the sun go down and it's really cool. I like it.
Yeah, it's pretty special. definitely in Australia or South Africa or anywhere there's like good waves
Anywhere that's warm.
and warm, tropical.
So you don't have to wear a
Anywhere
thick,
but Bournemouth.
yeah. So you
Anywhere
don't have to wear
UK.
a thick wetsuit and getting it on and off.
Yeah.
Anywhere. I caught one and I went under the wave, and then when I stood back up, my board was on top of me and I thought I broke my nose. But Jacob nearly, he cracked 3 ribs.
Yeah, in Bournemouth about 6 weeks ago.
Get a foamy,
Get started with it.
get in there, get involved, and just do it.
Yeah, just do it.
When it comes to extreme sports, it's very important to do things correctly, so you can do the sport properly and not injure yourself. You do want to have fun after all. So we've come up with 5 mistakes new surfers often make and how to avoid them. The first mistake is not getting on the correct board. Shania, what kind of board would you recommend for a beginner?
So for a beginner, I'd recommend a foamy because it's small, it's lightweight, and it's just there to sort of get you used to the motion of surfing, and then eventually you can grad yourself up to a longboard, which is what I've got.
All right, thank you. Our second mistake, not surfing enough. Living in Great Britain, our weather is forever changing, making it hard to pop down to the beach knowing you're going to get a good surf. What can you tell us? How can we get the best surf, Shania?
So first of all, I would say just keep practicing. Secondly, I would say look at the weather forecast beforehand, because you don't want to go to the beach and get a flat surf.
Indeed.
And 3, just, I don't know, just if you can't get to the beach, go to an indoor surf centre, get yourself used to that, and then maybe try and get to the beach.
I see, thank you. Which brings us to our third mistake, not training on dry land. Practicing on a surface that's not water is okay. Practicing techniques such as standing up and balancing on your board could give you the head start and confidence you need before you get into the water. Number 4, warming up before your surf is a must. You don't want to injure yourself mid-wave after all. And finally, stay focused in the water. You need to be aware of the current and other surfers. Any experiences regarding that, Shania?
I've had quite a few experiences, unfortunately, where I've gotten hurt because I've not paid attention, and then another time, another surfer wasn't paying attention either. So it's all about just pay attention to yourself, the surf and the surfer, and you'll be fine. Also, just, again, when you're practicing, it's easy to practice on your own, just so you can be aware of yourself and then gradually build up to not hurting yourself, really, is all I can say.
Thank you very much. Here's our final Surf 101 segment with Jacob and Emma, showing you guys how to stand up correctly on a surfboard.
Hi, I'm Jacob, and I'm going to teach Emma how to surf today. So to start off with, you'd be in a prone position with your hands under your armpits, and then when you catch the wave, you'll stand up, extend your arms, and then push your leading leg forward so it's under your chest, and you'll stand up and keep bent knees. And to show you again.
Now you know how to stand up on a board, how to wax a board, and the mistakes to avoid, here is a weather update. Unfortunately, the rest of the week has rain in store for us down in Bournemouth, with an average likeliness of 58% of precipitation and strong winds. But despite the rain, it will be a warm week with temperatures ranging from 11 to 13 degrees. In terms of surfing, it's a great week ahead for all you surfers, with wavelengths picking up after Thursday. Waves will average at 3 feet throughout the week, and on Sunday evening, the waves will be as high as 8 feet. Maybe try getting yourself a sunset wave like Jacob, Emma, and Seb. Thank you to our 3 BU students, our guest Shania, and you watching at home. I've been Josh Anderson Gray, and from Bournemouth University to Bournemouth Beach, goodbye and catch some great waves.